yeah, it's actually quite interesting how I would pretty much look right behind my closet for sure, and admire all these cosplays that I got lined up for sure. So yeah, you pretty much get the idea, of course, the head from him by now. So yeah. Hey guys, this is Ackley SamAttack4427 here with another special video for all of you guys right about now. So yeah, I bet all of you are wondering, yeah, I think I bet all of you are wondering why do I have my closet door opened up, where of course you can see all of my cosplays right behind me. Well, that's actually the thing that I want to do for today's video but now. I figured I would probably do something a bit special but now, and actually talk about my, pretty much my time with, of course, my journey, and not to mention my evolution on, of course, pretty much putting together some really awesome cosplays for sure. So yeah, and of course I did actually do a video similar to, of course, this one, where of course I talked about my pretty much my entire retrospective, and of course my evolution at my time at conventions that I did several months ago, and that's days before I went to TorCon. But I kind of figured that for today's video about now, I would of course talk about my journey, let alone my evolution with, of course, my cosplays that I've put together. So yeah, that's what I kind of figure I would do today for today's video about now. And trust me when I say, I've actually got a lot to say on, of course, pretty much with, of course, these cosplays for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, pretty much I know the number one question that I know a lot of you guys may be asking is, of course, how did I get myself into, of course, putting together these cosplays in particular? Well, I have to say, I think it actually all started, I think, back in 2015, when, of course, pretty much just a few weeks beforehand, I actually went to Anime Boston for the HAG year for sure, and it was actually really great fun. It was my first time going there, and plus, I was even thrilled to, of course, have my uncle tag along with me for, of course, that convention for sure, and yeah, so many fond memories from that con for sure, yeah. It's actually really great fun. I haven't actually been there since 2018 for sure, but I do hope to return to that convention when the time comes for sure. But anyways, pretty much if anything, I think for the whole cosplay story for sure, that actually happened a few weeks after Anime Boston, when I decided to go to a TorCon pretty much a few weeks afterwards, and yeah. Pretty much, it was actually my first time, pretty much going into, of course, the whole cosplay thing for sure, which actually did start with, of course, my very first cosplay that I did, which is, of course, basically the original version of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. Now, I know beforehand, hands down, yeah, and that's going way back to right around before I officially started jumping in on for sure. I think I've actually looked online, let alone actually going back a bit to when I went to my first convention, which was, of course, Anime Syracuse back in 2013. I'm actually seeing a really good amount of people in cosplay for sure, pretty much from some well-known anime that some of which I've actually known, and some that I've never even heard about for sure, but yeah. But yeah, whether it be, of course, online or, of course, at my first couple of conventions, like not just Anime Syracuse back in 2013, but also Retro Game Con back in 2014, I'm actually really fascinated with, of course, the amount of cosplays that I've actually seen, and I kind of figure, this actually does look really, really interesting for sure. So yeah, I was really quite surprised on, of course, that part hands down, and I guess it actually did get me into thinking, maybe that might be something I could try out for sure, to see if I could be good at it or not, and yeah, that's pretty much what led me to, of course, want to try out cosplaying for myself. It's basically something I've always wanted to try and do to see if I could be good at it or not. And I know this saying a whole lot because I did come out of course, pretty much producing content on YouTube for the first 6 to 7 years for sure, and not to mention even dive right into, of course, pretty much doing the whole reviewing gimmick for, of course, on my channel for sure. So, but regardless, my main YouTube channel for sure is, of course, always been my main focus, hands down, and I guess for cosplaying in general, yeah, that actually has been something I've been meaning to look into for some time now, and yeah, I have to say for my first attempt at, of course, doing a cosplay for sure, I will have to say it was actually a really good start for me. I mean, okay, I will admit, I think there, yeah, maybe I wish I could do something a little bit better for my first outing for sure, but hey, I guess for my first try doing cosplay for sure, starting with my original Ash Ketchum cosplay for sure, I say I actually did nail it hands down. I think pretty much around that time I've really got myself organized with, of course, what I've actually put together for sure, and of course I had a good number of people taking pictures of me in these outfits, and even ran into a good number of people that are actually in the same pretty much in the same series as, of course, my character for sure. And not to mention, during around that time, I did try to experiment a bit in entering TorCon's cosplay contest that year, which, of course, I did win hands down, but I say it's actually a really good fun for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much if anything, I have to say it was, of course, a really interesting first time. Pretty much my first time doing cosplaying for sure, just to see if I could be good at it or not, and of course I really did start stepping up a notch right around 2016 when I went as Ash Ketchum again for TorCon of that year, and I have to say I really did step up a whole lot, and I've really pretty much really got myself into the midterm, of course, what I was actually in for sure. So, and of course, based around that, after giving a whole lot of Haga, and especially since after pretty much my first time doing this, I kind of figure, yeah, I think I should keep going with this and see if I can build it up more and more to see if I can actually be really good at it for sure. And that's exactly what I did, which did lead me to, of course, create my next cosplay, which was, of course, my gender bent Sailor Moon cosplay. And yeah, I have to say, this was actually the very first time I've actually crafted my own cosplay for sure, and keep one thing in mind, for my Ash Ketchum cosplay, I actually bought the said cosplay online for sure. So for my gender bent Sailor Moon cosplay, yeah, that was, of course, my first time actually crafting and sewing the whole thing all together, and luckily I actually did actually nail it for sure. I'm really proud on how well it turned out, and especially with, of course, my grandmother, who was, of course, a really excellent sewer for sure, and yeah, really did take off for sure, and I was really proud on how it turned out, and with, of course, what I actually wore for, of course, Anime Boston, Heroes and Villains Con, and of course, pretty much both Cosplay invades Hamburg as a little mini event for Salt City Comic Con. To, of course, Syracuse, New York Comic Con. I've really nailed that cosplay hands down, and even did a little adjustments in between half of those for that I actually stayed for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I really did step up a whole lot, and even to this day, I was, of course, really proud of course, my gender bang Sailor Moon cosplay. It really does show that it was, of course, my first time outing doing pretty much crafting a cosplay hands down, rather than just purchasing one online for sure, and yeah, luckily that actually that momentum has actually been kept actually kept on going for the past few years for sure. Like, of course, pretty much in 2018, I actually did follow up on my gender bend Sailor Moon cosplay by going as a tuxedo mask, and that too I'm actually really proud of for sure. And even after I actually debuted at Anime Boston back in 2018, I'm actually really thrilled on how well it turned out, especially when I actually wore it for the Sailor Moon photo shoot that year for sure. And of course, from TorCon 2018 to onwards, I've actually put together some really great pretty much outfits and versions of course, another gender bend cosplay that I did, which was, of course, on Ruby Rose from Ruby for sure. So yeah, I have to say, I am really, yeah, I know for sure that I actually really do enjoy my gender bend Sailor Moon cosplay for sure, but I know my gender bend Ruby Rose cosplay really did nail on the head for sure, especially when, of course, I came out of course, officially watching the first 5 volumes of Ruby itself, to which, yeah, even to this day, I still really love that show, and I always love looking forward to it almost each and every single year for sure, whenever a new volume pops up for sure, and especially sometime afterwards, whenever a new volume officially wraps up, I will, of course, pick it up on Blu-ray once it becomes available for sure, and to which, yes, by the way, I am definitely looking forward to the upcoming Volume 9 that's coming out next year for sure, so yeah, that will definitely be a really fun blast for sure, and I'm excited to see what direction they're going to going, of course, the Hag one, so yeah, I guess if anything, from 2018, yeah, from pretty much from TorCon 2018 to onwards, I actually really nail it on the head with, of course, my gender bend Ruby Rose cosplay, starting with, of course, the original outfit, yeah, pretty much a different take on, of course, Ruby's first outfit from, of course, the first 3 volumes, to even exploring different variations of course, that's an outfit for sure, which is, of course, basically my casual version of Ruby that I wore for, of course, the pretty much the theatrical screening of course, the premiere of Volume 6 of that said show, to even putting together pretty much my take on Ruby's pajamas that she wore back in Volume 1, and of course the one I'm really proud of, which was, of course, my second outing on, of course, crafting a cosplay by hand, which would be, of course, my take on her outfit that she wore in Volumes 4, 5, and 6, with a little bit of 7 of that Sega show, and I'm really thrilled on how well it turned out, and I even gained a bit of inspiration from, of course, pretty much Mangaloo cosplay for sure, to which, by the way, yeah, she actually did do her version of course, Ruby's outfit, that Sega outfit for Ruby that I actually mentioned for sure. So yeah, I'm actually quite thrilled that I actually did my own take of it, while, of course, getting inspiration from, of course, Mangaloo cosplay for, of course, that, to which, by the way, Mangaloo cosplay, if you're watching this right now, big shout out to you, and always love what you're doing, and I'm still looking forward to seeing you at my next convention that I've got coming up very, very soon. So yeah, and I guess if anything, pretty much that said outfit that I actually mentioned, for while I am really proud of it, of course, actually, did only have a few conventions that I wore at, which are, again, Heroes and Villains Con, Salt City Comic Con, and, of course, Retro Game Con, all of which in 2019, for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I guess, despite the massive short span at conventions, I'm still really proud on how well it turned out for, yeah, and I have to say it was one of probably my most ambitious one that I've put together for sure, which only took me a few months to put together, and I'm still really proud on how well it turned out right now. So yeah, quite a whole lot to get out of my hands. So yeah, I need a drink to that. Alright, so yeah, I guess pretty much since then, I think I knew right away that ever since the 2010 decade ended, and Yeah, ever since the 2010 decade has officially came to an end, and I was really excited to see what the 2020 decade will have in store. I was, of course, really looking forward to, of course, seeing, of course, what new direction I'm going to go for, of course, my cosplays entirely, and see what new challenges I'm willing to overcome. And luckily, with, of course, pretty much my next cosplay that I was hoping to work on, which is, of course, my take on, yeah, pretty much another take on Ruby Rose from RWBY, which is, of course, my take on her Slayer outfit from Volume 2. I was, of course, really excited to see on how that'll go down, but unfortunately, as of right now, that said cosplay is, of course, still stuck in limbo, waiting to, of course, be done, all because we've actually got ourselves under a lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic for sure, and yeah, truth be told, that really left me in a really bad place for sure, and I was really bummed out that all the stuff that I was hoping for, hands down, was, of course, barred off, and, of course, canceled on me, all because of pretty much a deadly virus that has killed millions of people, let alone nearly, probably billions all across the globe, hands down. So, and that's another thing, too, I guess in regard to, of course, my take on Ruby's Slayer outfit for sure, the boots I actually bought from, of course, a cosplay shop, cosplayinspired.com, which were kind enough to actually pretty much have available for me and actually make for me. Sadly, pretty much since after I ordered it back in March, I didn't get it until July, hands down, because once again, it's mainly because of the pandemic for sure, and of course, and I guess based on, of course, where they are, I couldn't help but actually feel sorry for them that they had to go through with it, hands down, but I knew right away that once I actually did get the boots from them, I was really thrilled on how well it turned out, and I'm still keeping my hopes up that I will eventually do Ruby's Slayer outfit sometime pretty soon. I still got all the materials I needed for sure, so hopefully we might find the right time to actually get that going. And let's not forget to mention, even do a bit of early prep work for, of course, my take on Ruby's outfit that she wore in volumes 7 and 8 and the upcoming 9th volume for sure. So yeah, that actually did leave me in a really bad spot for sure, but I still hope to get those worked out on for sure. So yeah, I knew right away that because of the pandemic, I was really stuck between a rock and a hard place in, of course, trying to get some new cosplays going. But that isn't until sometime later, where, of course, I finally gained the inspiration I need to, that even though I couldn't go to any conventions for sure, there was one cosplay that I already had in the works for the past year that I've been meaning to get done, and that being, of course, another RWBY, another character from RWBY that I've been meaning to get done, which is, of course, Lyren. So yeah, I knew right away that, of course, right around in 2019, I actually bought Lyren's wig off of FM Anime for sure, just to get myself prepped up on it. But for over the past year, I never got around to, of course, getting that going officially due to me being committed to, of course, working on Ruby's outfit that she wore during her time in Mistral for sure. So, but luckily, I think I actually gained the inspiration I need, and actually finished that cosplay, and looking back right now, I'm actually really thrilled on how well it turned out. The fact that I've been waiting a long time to, of course, get it all done just makes the wait all the more worth it, hands down. So yeah, I still hope to actually do more of Lyren in the future once the time comes for sure, because yeah, I say Lyren is, of course, one cosplay that I really enjoy doing alongside RWBY for sure. So I hope to do more of Lyren later on. But at that moment on, I think I knew right away that because I couldn't attend any conventions due to the pandemic, I've actually gained the inspiration I need to, of course, actually get some going just to avoid any crunch time before any conventions for sure. And I actually get some ones that I've always wanted to do for some time, hands down. So yeah, and of course, luckily enough, since after I did Lyren, I followed that up with, of course, going back a bit to, of course, pretty much when I did Ash Ketchum as my very first cosplay, and I actually did another version of him, which is, of course, him and his outfit that he wore during his time in the Kalos region in the X and Y generation of the Pokemon anime, and I have to say, I'm really thrilled on how Mulligan turned out, hands down. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I still love the original, hands down, but I knew his Kalos outfit is, of course, one that I really do admire a whole lot, and I just couldn't get enough of it, especially seeing of how the X and Y generation is, of course, my favorite in terms of the Pokemon anime for sure, so yeah. Yeah, I'm actually really thrilled to actually do that, and since then, I've actually really kept that momentum going, and actually did several more cosplays all throughout 2021 for sure. Like, of course, I showed off pretty much my first attempt at doing a Genshin Impact cosplay, which was, of course, on the Tone Deaf Bard himself, Venti, that I got as a Christmas present the month before, and of course, I actually did follow that up with, of course, probably with, of course, the following cosplay that I did, which is, of course, pretty much, I kind of forgot the character's name, but I do know he's in Zombieland Saga for sure, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure the text down below will, of course, answer that question for sure, and just in case I completely forgot, I do indeed apologize, hands down, so yeah, those were of course the two that I've actually showed off for sure, just to just as a good way to, of course, get whatever I need to get done for of course the hang right around 2021 last year for sure. So but I knew right away that over time I've actually been thinking of doing something a bit more experimental, hands down, like of course seeing how I did Sailor Moon and Ruby Rose as of course gender bends, hands down. They're pretty much the one thing they have in common is that they're both female characters in some anime that I actually really do love for sure, and I kind of figured maybe I should try experimenting for myself and actually try to, maybe instead of doing a gender bend version of a female character, why don't I try going for cosplaying as the actual female character herself, and that will, of course, lead to, of course, my following cosplay that I did, which was, of course, my second Genshin Impact cosplay that I did, which is, of course, Barbara. So yeah, I remember right away that when I finally got my hands on it, I was just about ready to show it off, hands down. I've actually pretty much got some concerns in my head that I'm actually thinking to myself, what the hell am I doing? This is completely insane right about now, and of course I was about to get myself a lot of comments from a lot of people saying, oh god, why are you doing this? Yeah, this is completely stupid, you shouldn't be able to do this, and that will ultimately be pretty much led to, of course, be a massive B1 cosplay that I know anybody would actually hate for sure. That would be something that they would not be thrilled by. But actually, when I've actually showed off the pictures of me and my Barbara cosplay, it turned out to be the exact opposite for sure. So yeah, I guess right about now it really did surpass pretty much my expectations, and even to this day, I still really love cosplaying as Barbara, hands down. I just really couldn't get enough of her, hands down, and even to this day, I'm really thrilled on how well my Barbara cosplay turned out, So yeah, and of course, luckily enough, sometime afterwards, I of course got right into, of course, my next cosplay that I did, which is, of course, on Alan Stewart from My Next Life as a Villain is All Routes Lead to Doom, so yeah, and of course, sometime afterwards, I also actually did pretty much decided to go back to, of course, doing Barbara hands down, and decided to do her summertime sparkle outfit that she wore in the game for sure. So yeah, quite literally, ever since my regular Barbara cosplay actually turned out to be a big hit when I shared it online for sure, that actually did prompt me to do my next version of her hands down. So yeah. And of course, I knew right away that even though I'm only 3 in hands down, this year hands down, I've actually really put together fantastic ones that I've actually done. Like, of course, pretty much I, of course, went on to, of course, do my 3rd Genshin Impact cosplay that I've always wanted to do for some time, which was Amber, and the wait was actually well worth it. I'm really thrilled on how well it turned out, and once again, much like when I jumped back into Barbara with her summertime sparkle swimsuit outfit, I've of course jumped back into Barbara with, of course, one cosplay project that has been in the works for the past year that I am very thrilled on how well it turned out, and it's probably the most adorable that I've put together hands down, and that would be, of course, you can definitely tell by part of it right behind me, that would be, of course, my take on Barbara as a ballerina for sure. So yeah, I guess for that cosplay, like I said, that took me a year to actually put together hands down, from concept to design to crafting and sewing the whole thing together, and even getting a good amount of materials beforehand, hands down. But needless to say, I'm really thrilled on how well it turned out, hands down, and yeah, I know that's saying a whole lot, seeing of how I have little to no experience with ballet, hands down, but I'm still really thrilled on how well it actually turned out, and luckily enough, I've actually, I knew right away that in between working on it, and of course, finishing up the final product, hands down, I've actually did do a number of research, and even do a little self-practice on ballet, to get myself fully into the midst of course, this cosplay, and I say it's really helping out a whole lot, hands down, and for those who are wondering, yeah, I think probably my biggest hope some point around later on is that I'm hoping to do, like, maybe do workshops and, of course, classes that are locally to me, devoted to, of course, ballet for sure, just as my way of saying that, one, it's not only something that I'm looking into doing for some time, but two, it's also a good way to help out with me and that cosplay even more. So yeah, I guess if anything, that's really what I really enjoy about that cosplay for sure. And thankfully, pretty much sometime after I did pretty much Barbara's ballerina outfit, I decided to go back to, of course, the basics, hands down, and actually did say Akane from Amaki Brilliant Park, which was, of course, one cosplay that I've always wanted to do for some time, and I'm still really thrilled on how it turned out, hands down. So yeah, I guess you can immediately tell pretty much through everything I'm actually saying right but now, I've actually gone through a really interesting journey in regards to me and, of course, my cosplays for sure. And yeah, looking back on all of them that's right behind me right but now, yeah, it actually really does show, hands down. So yeah, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, crafting and, of course, purchasing cosplays for sure can be massively expensive. Can be massively expensive for sure. Don't misquote me on that. I've actually learned that for sure, but hey, whatever I think actually turns out good in the end, despite what I have to say, I'm still really thrilled, of course, how well each and every one of them turned out over the past few years for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I know these past 7 years, pretty much putting together these cosplays for sure, or should I say about the past 7 to 8 years for sure has been a bit of a massive journey for sure, but I'm still really thrilled on how well each and every one of them turned out, and I still can't get enough of them, hands down. And even when I actually wear them at conventions for sure, I still say they're even more worth it, hands down. And let's not forget to mention, ever since I debuted my cosplay breakdown series to success, I knew right away that I wanted to, of course, bring in the heck amount of course, love that I have for, of course, my cosplays entirely, and pretty much give it all to, of course, my subscribers and stuff to see if that be something I actually really do love and admire, and thankfully, it has proved exactly that, hands down, and I'm still really thrilled, of course, on how well the series has actually turned out, hands down, even with, of course, pretty much 3 episodes that I did this year, hands down, once again with, of course, Amber, Sayakani, and Ballerina Barbara that I did. I'm still really proud on how well each and every single one of them turned out for sure. So yeah, I guess it's all I can say for, of course, on that front. Alright. So yeah, I guess pretty much if anything, I guess in regards on that front, I guess a lot of you guys want to know the number one question. What comes next for me in regards to me and my cosplays entirely? Well, quite a whole lot, actually. I think for starters, this saga, I've already got 3 new ones that I'm hoping to get done by the end of this year, which is, of course, my take on, of course, Ruby's outfit that she wore during the Beacon Dancing, of course, in an episode from Volume 2 of course, Ruby, which was Dance Dance Infiltration, and of course, I got 2 new versions of course, Barbara from Genshin Impact that I'm already getting underway, which is, of course, her concert outfit and her Christmas outfit for sure. So yeah, right about now I've pretty much got nearly almost half of course what I've purchased officially in my hands down, and I'm really excited to show them all off to all of you once I do fully complete them for sure, and of course, I'm really excited to see on what I'll do next with, of course, my next set of cosplays that I've always wanted to do for some time. Like, of course, I've always wanted to do pretty much do some other characters from some anime shows that I wanted to do. Like, of course, I wanted to do Naofumi from the Rising of the Shield Hero, Subaru from, of course, ReZero, and plenty of others that I can think of. Oh yeah, including pretty much Kazuma from Konosuba, and again, that's just to name me a few, and I'm hoping to experiment a whole lot and do play more of course, pretty much in regards to female characters from some anime shows for sure, like, of course, pretty much both gender bent and, of course, actual female characters themselves, like, of course, yeah, like, of course, I've always wanted to do Mio from, of course, K-On, and of course, I wanted to try my hand in doing almost all of the characters from, of course, the entire Pretty Cure franchise, hands down, so yeah, that's been in the works for quite a long time now, so I do hope to get those going sometime pretty soon, and of course, like I said, with, of course, my 2 versions of course, Ruby Rose from Ruby that I've always wanted to do, like, of course, her Atlas outfit, and, of course, her Slayer outfit, I'm still keeping my hopes up that I will eventually get those going very, very soon, as I'm really excited to see on what direction I'm going to go for, of course, to have one hands down, So yeah, my future is actually bright, hands down, for, of course, me and my cosplays for sure, and I'm really excited to see on what I'll do for them, hands down, so yeah. Pretty much, whether it be, of course, I'll wear them for a convention, or, of course, I will do them for a photo shoot, either by myself, or, of course, with a photographer at a really nice location, hands down, I'm really excited to see what my future will lie next for me and my wonderful cosplays, hands down, so yeah, I still can't get enough of it, hands down, and I'm really excited to see what my future will take on next for, of course, all these hands down, because whether it be something that'll make me hardcore, or, of course, just plain old adorable, hands down, I knew for sure that my cosplays is actually something I still can't get enough of anytime soon, so yeah. it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. And of course, on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and of course, by all means, if you have any constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future, then by all means, leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys, hands down. So yeah, and of course, send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites that I have provided with, of course, the links down in the description box below if you want to keep up to date with me as normal. And of course, support me on Patreon if you want to see sneak peeks to videos that I got coming up in the near future, as well as some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget. And if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of my channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell and select all notifications if you want to keep up to date with me with every single new video that I put up. So yeah. Yeah, I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. Thank you guys so much for watching this special video right about now, and I do hope to play more later on for sure, because yeah, I've got a lot to talk about hands down, and hopefully I think it'll be something that'll actually be worth the watch hands down, despite the massively long running time for sure, but I digress hands down. So yeah, I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.